MLB The Show yesterday dropped a couple of good things. We got the Mega Lightning stuff, both retro and monthly, a totally new inning program to get us new bosses, and a lot of other good stuff that seems to be better than the slop they dropped earlier this week, being the Prospects Pass stuff. It looks like they finally listened at least to a little bit, but there's some more stuff that's along the way and stuff that's upcoming. So let's break it all down. Leave a like, subscribe so you don't miss any more MLB The Show content. Let's get into this and see what they got us there as we look forward to bigger collections coming in a couple of weeks. All right, so starting off here, as always, on the good old calendar here, this weekend, double XP and weekend league until noon on Tuesday. Fourth inning and double XPs we just talked about. So there's double PXP, double PXP and XP alongside Lightning, Skewball, and Retro Lightning, Bryce Harper. And looking on the other side here, new program on the 10th, Legend and Flashback Collection Update on the 13th, alongside a roster upgrade and downgrade and some sort of summer beach ball program, I'm assuming. And then the June Spotlight begins also on that date. So that's all next Friday. So we got some time, and we'll be diving more into what you can do to help yourself along the way once we get there. But there's a lot to kind of get to. So first and foremost, let's take a look, as we always do. Let's take a look at the inning program, because this is where a lot of time's going to go. Starting here at the Cornerstone cards, this month we have Craig Kimbrell, who starts off at a low diamond at an 85, will help the veteran series, which is always good. Four-seam curve, knuckle curve, and a slot and a two-seamer. Veteran from when he was a Padre. He got DFA'd earlier today by the Braves, where he was, so he might retire. I don't know. Who knows? It seems a little weird. Postseason, Eric Davis. Everyone loves his swing. Also a low diamond at 85, 70, 83, 80, 84. Contact and power. Good speed, good defense. Everyone loves his swing but me, I feel like. It's got a little low for me. And then Marcus Semien is the final one. 74-68 against right, 75-104 against left from the 2020 postseason. And they turn into, I think, 92s. Later on, but we'll get into those a little bit later. So those are your three Cornerstone Evolution cards. Working down the way, some more packs, another Cornerstone, packs, Alien. And then the player card here that we get is Adam Dunn for hitting a 535-foot homer. 98, 125 right, 79, 91 versus right, 52 vision. His clutch is 92. Durability is 100. We know how much that matters. Pretty decent card here we're going to find for free. It'll definitely help. I forget what this thing's called. Milestones. It says milestone. So milestones, I'm sure that's going to be getting. I think that might be getting a category here shortly. I don't know how many milestone cards there are. They released another one for Grady Sizemore. So we'll see. Some more packs. And here's the bosses. I haven't really looked too in depth to these, but let's just go through them really quickly. All-Star Derek Jeter, 128-80, or 120-80, 108-82. Pretty balanced here. Decent defense. Reaction's a little low, but he looks honestly not too shabby. I don't know. I know they bump Jeter cards up because everyone loves him. This isn't too bad, especially at a spot that I feel like's a little thin. I think middle infield is just really, really thin for whatever reason. I don't know why. Hank Greenberg's also here, 90-104, 94-104, 90-109. Pretty good hitter here. Okay on the field, but he is just a first baseman. Probably nothing to really worry about. I think there's better spots right now than him, honestly, but I'm not going to say he's horrid. I think there's just better guys out there at the moment. That could change, but right now I think Jeter beats him out just because of positions. And then Angel Homerism here, and Nolan Ryan gets his all-star card. Four-seam curve, circle change, and a sinker. He's going to throw he'll throw gas, which is great. So there you go. 112 stamina, hit per 9's all in the hundreds, K per 900, pitching clutch 100, velocity. He's good. I think he's definitely one of the gets here. And then I would say just pick whatever one you want. I think Jeter's a little bit better. But if you went Hank Greenberg, I wouldn't be upset. I think if you want the power, he's balanced. He's got a good bat compared to some of the stuff out there. And then just some more packs here along the way as you end it here at the Crescent Moon pack. These guys are still kind of expensive. So pushing over 100. These guys I think are kind of falling off. So if you haven't done this and you want to, you'll probably have a chance here. And then a pipeline pass card. The only one really expensive is Schwarber. Nate's gone down to about 30. I don't know if Schwarber's going to drop anymore, but we'll see. But I think, again, all these cards are kind of on the cheaper-ish side. Yeah, they're... Again, if you kind of want to get this thing done, I think it's not going to be the most stub-intuitive thing at the moment. But there's all that. It'll be here a month, so for the next 27 days, so about 3-4 weeks, until we get the 5th inning program, which should be all-star stuff. So make sure you're getting a lot of that stuff done, like, sooner than later. All right, let's go to the La programs, because this is where everything else is. Let's just go start down the line here. We'll start with the players. So, player program here, looking at the Kimbrel here, the evolved form of Kimbrel. Same pitches, 4-seam, knuckle curve, and a sinker. K per 9, hit per 9, both over 100 at 109 and 102 respectively. Clutches at 125, velocity and break are all there. He probably doesn't. He has outlier on the knuckle curve, so it'll be a little harder. I don't necessarily like Kimbrel cards, but if you need him in a pinch, I think he's fine. The 3 pitches, a lot of people freak out about. I generally don't. The only thing here is there is some velocity, there is some pitch difference here, but I think guys will just sit heat or not. And hope something hangs, which has a tendency to happen. Looking at the Eric Davis card again, these goes from 85s to 92s, which is pretty interesting and good here. Balance hitter, you know what? Maybe Hank's not the way to go here. 82, 90, 90, 101. Good speed, average defense out there. He'll play. Definitely, for sure. And a lot of people love that swing of his, so I'm sure he's going to be a hot commodity here as well. And then last but not least, Marcus Semien, who also has a very, very good swing. And second base is kind of thin. 88, 87, 93, 80, balanced hitter. He'll be a good fielder if you need it. Not too bad. They bumped him up a little bit. I wouldn't have been too upset. But hey, a free 92 just for doing a couple moments isn't the worst thing in the world. And again, as always, make sure if you do, you can knock these out just by playing. Get the stat missions done. So all you have to worry about is just doing the moments and maybe something and a little bit else on the back end there. All right, let's go to the spotlight. I did start this yesterday. I did all the moments, but I didn't look at the cards. So the first one you got here is Ernie Clement, 80, 55, 125, 96. Not too shabby with the 5 RBIs in a single game. Can play second base, third, and short. He could probably be a decent second baseman, but the overall's a little low for my liking, but not too shabby of a card. Next up is Noah Cameron. I think 4 start stats in 4s. We've only been seen once since 1983. Yeah, he's done pretty dang good. 4-seam cutter, circle change, curve, and a slider. Again, tops down level stats where they're not overly impressive. Clutch is pretty high. Velocity's a little low. Again, it's a good little collection card, but I don't think you're going to see much viability with it, which kind of sucks. Real in my opinion, but hey, what are you gonna do? And just so you guys can see, because I know some people want to see, there are the rest of the pitching numbers if you want to see them there. But again, a little disconcerting, but hey, what do we do? And then this is the big thing that I think's different. They're giving you these packs right here, so it looks like you get one of each from drop 1. These guys have dropped in price. They're in the 20s now. So again, this is a little bit more heavy-handed stub-wise. But again, these guys are a little bit more obtainable. As you see here, like he was in the 60s, he's now 30. So, I mean, it'll drop. You're probably not going to get all 6 from the free packs here, but on the back end here, it is a guaranteed, but we'll get to that when we get there. Next up is closer Dennis Santana. Dennis Santana slider, 4-seam, sinker, cutter, circle change. And then if pitches there, probably going to be in a lot of people's bullpens. Pretty good. I don't know. These cards always seem to be a little bit higher up in terms of things. Pretty good. I think he can come out of a lot of people's bullpens, at least for the foreseeable future, until something better comes along, naturally. Miguel, I'm depressed being on the White Sox. Vargas, 93, 104, 70, 172. He's finally coming to his own a little bit here. A pretty decent card here. Can play both corner, infield, second base, and left field. A little lefty, but if you platoon him, probably not the worst thing in the world to do there. Next up is Ryan O'Hearn. Ryan O'Hearn, 113.91, 115.65. Batted at 365 after literally the Royals just said, go away. And the Orioles got him, and he's turned into this. Pretty good. Can play right, left, and first. Not too shabby. Again, he might not be in everyone's lineup, but I think if you're playing a little budgety, he could be a pretty decent, at least first baseman for you at the very least. And this is the guaranteed May Spotlight where you get one of these guys. It's any of them, including apart from, I want to say the new ones, right? Oh, it is the new. Is it all? Yeah, it's just minus the new ones. So any of these guys you can get. They've recovered a little bit. It looks like in price. At least Junior Caminero here has gone up a little bit. But everyone else is kind of in the 20s or 30s. I wouldn't say jump on this collection, but it'll even itself out, I'm guessing, as time goes on. But the big boy here is James Wood. James Wood, 103.90, 112.93. Pretty good card. Decent speed. He can field. He's not too shabby when you get to him. It's not too bad at all. And again, just do the moments. I knocked all these out. So now I'm just on the stat missions, which hopefully don't take too terribly long. Too terribly long to do on the way. Now, let's go to the collections and talk about the other side of this thing. So let's talk about the May Retro. They redid it. The first one, as you recall, was 13 cards. This one is only 10, 10, and 7. And then if you collect 4, you get another pack. So realistically, if you get all of them, all 6 plus this one, you'll get 7 if you get them all. Probably not going to happen, but you can have a max of 7 and get Jacob Wilson, who I don't think he is not counted in here, but you get a Jacob Wilson with 109.70, 125.72. Pretty decent, pretty good card here. And of course the retro is Bryce Harper, 110, 107, 193. He's a little bit easier to obtain. The collector's not as bad. It's still pretty bad if you're a free to play player, but I think it's a little bit more doable. As long as these prices go down. Just to put this in perspective here, like these have come down a smidge. So Santana's probably a little bit more obtainable than he was prior. As you see, just sort of looking here, like some of these cards are a little bit lower, but you need 13 of them. So it's still very expensive. This one's not as much as expensive. Isn't expensive quite as much, to be honest here. So let's just wrap this thing up here, because I do want to talk about the ongoing currently stuff here for Weekend League. Weekend Classic, one of the cards is Grady Sizemore and a Devin Williams. Here's 50 doubles, 11 triples, 20 homers, 22 stolen bases. So 20, 50, 10, 25, 20 club, 106, 85, 88, 87, 100 clutch. Speed's average at best. I think this card's, I don't know. I feel like every time there's a Grady card, it just feels like they do him a little dirty. I don't know why. I think it's just this power creep. It's a little funky. They kind of mitigate stuff here a little bit, but he's not too shabby if you get your hands on him. He's 30K. Not the most exciting card here. And the other one is Devin Williams, screwball, 4-seam slider cutter. Max hit per 9K per 9 is pretty good. Max pitching clutch velocity and all that stuff is there. We all know how these cards are. He's the second card for a Weekend Classic if you are participating in it. And if you are, best of luck along the way there. Those are the 2 cards that did come out today. I don't think there was anything updated in the shop that I recall, but I also haven't necessarily looked. Nope, definitely not. Oh, yes, it's still the same. So there's all of that. We got through it pretty effing quickly here. And again, multiplayer doesn't update till the 10th, so there's not really anything new there. I guess let's wrap it up by talking about this. Let's talk about the Legends and Flashbacks stuff. So the new one comes out pretty soon here. For those of you who are wondering where I'm at in this, I am at 15 out of 18. I just need to grind some moments. I could get Donaldson. That's probably where I'm going to be, is like get the Negro League stuff kind of done here. There's some other stuff where I think where it's like we're fairly close on. I don't think Egg Hunt was in there, was it? No, the last one's Donaldson. So you get all but one. So it's so 3 more here. Probably. Oh, I guess I could get the egg. But there's just some grindable stuff that I haven't necessarily done yet to get Donaldson. So like within it, we'll kind of see. I'll do a bigger breakdown on this, but I would say Color Storm's probably one of the easiest bets to get here, getting 15 to help you on the way. Pipeline, if you can get Corey, fantastic. All these will go up. I don't know how much per se, but let's assume they'll double to a certain degree, but we'll kind of see. My best guess is these, if you have them, it's like they'll just carry over, so you'll have a couple. But in terms of what they've added since then 3 or 4 of these. So just keep that in mind, that that's going to be coming here as well. These bigger 30 card collection, pro 40 or so cards here that you're going to be having to get as you go your way there. Just keep all that in mind. So when you're doing these stuff in these bigger-ish collections, just keep that in mind, that these might be like back-end burners that when you just get packs along the way, that's what you could do to sort of help yourself along the way there. But again, more of that to come probably Thursday. But there it is. There's all the stuff that came out Friday. I think it was pretty good. A little bit of a rebound. But again, as I keep reiterating, I don't think one good thing necessarily fixes a backlog of bad. It's an improvement, but they need to keep showing more to prove that they aren't just collecting didgeridoos and dollars along the way. But all that being said, hopefully you enjoyed the stuff that came out this week. We'll be back here on Monday and all that fun stuff coming later in the week. There's some good stuff hopefully on the horizon as we delve deeper into this and we get closer and closer to basically what I consider the end of the first half of the game, which is all-star content. So that being said, my name is Specs, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye, guys.